Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paintball Room My Life live stream. Talking about frozen pizza. Yeah, who doesn't love I mean, I wouldn't say love frozen pizza, but even a bad pizza is still a good pizza. And I think that BFPgear.com, there we go, BFPgear.com, the most supportive sponsor I've ever had. They're a huge help to this channel, and you can help me by going to BFP Gear and buying your paintball equipment. There's a link in the description if you want to go check out all these good deals on shirts. Look, these are $17. You get your paintball fit merch. There's Dynasty merch. This mainly isn't what I wanted to say, though. They just got the... Oh, we talked about that, too. The Pro DNA turf cleats in stock. I got to see these the other day. They're really nice. I didn't get to try them on, though. I need a 13. And, yeah, 13, big sizes are always really rare, so it's not super surprising. I have had cleats like this, though, made by Nike about 10 years ago, and I loved them. And these are very similar. So if you guys play on turf, those might be it at bfpgear.com. Switching back. Support the best paintball channel on the internet. And, you know, buy stuff from BFP Gear. How is everybody doing? Josh, Nate, some brains. Burner account. What are we going to talk about today? We have some stuff. You missed me last week because, I don't know, I wanted to do something else, so that's what happened. We're going to talk about Major League Paintball's kind of, I don't know, transformation or something like that. They're reinventing their media arm. 3-on-3 is going to happen. We'll talk about NXL. 3v3s. Major League Paintball is happening in Europe, France this weekend. And I noticed something this past couple of weeks called the World Games. We're going to talk about the World Games for a moment. And then more on HK Army's new camera hopper that we've talked about before, but maybe we'll rehash that and talk about that hopper more. In the meantime, in order, we're going to switch over here so we can have... we're going like slow right now. Just so we can have, like, you know, something on in the background here. So this is 3v3 last tournament. And the main reason I bring this up, bring this video up, is because we've heard a rumor for a while that the NXL hired some guys that worked for the UFC. I don't know why I didn't write this part down. Two gentlemen we've heard for a while that worked for the UFC, and we've got, let's say, more clarification or information on that. Brett Anise and Mike Pacheco. Brett Anise and Mike Pacheco are the two gentlemen that Major League Paintball have hired to be executive producers for Major League Paintball's media division. There's a little paintball pop-up. Media division. But what does that mean? I put a little thing here that says their responsibilities. So their whole job, really, I think, is to redo all of the media stuff that has to do with the NXL, Pro Paintball, the ICPL, you know, all that stuff. Because as it is now, I shouldn't say as it is now. I should say, like, maybe we have, like, I don't want to use that word unprofessional. We have unprofessional people doing it, but maybe bringing in two outside people that have more expertise in this, like, media realm. They've got that expertise from making the UFC's, God damn it, I have the name, like, right here. It's like Unleashed or Unbound or Unraveled or Unwrapped or something. I don't watch the UFC, so I don't really know. But it's like a behind the scenes with the fighters kind of documentary series. They produced last year's entire season, so they have a lot of experience working with sports people, and especially at a much higher level than we have, right? Like, obviously, everything the UFC does is a whole nother level above paintball. It's just a considerably larger company, and they're just better. So hopefully bringing them in will help just bolster the NXL or bolster that media stuff. So their responsibilities, I meant to talk about that. They're there to set the vision for the company, right? So they're going to decide the style. So what stuff looks like overall for the whole entire league and how that media is presented. The tone of stuff, strategy for broadcasts and video and online content. So it's like a overall everything media-wise they'll be in charge of. So that's like the website even, what the webcast looks like. And speaking of the webcast, they'll be in charge of live streams, highlights, extended more documentary stuff, hopefully leaning on their experience they had with the UFC. They'll be in charge of social media clips, also managing the team. So they'll be in charge of the producers, the crew, film guys, kind of everyone on set that has to do with media stuff and Major League Paintball. They'll allocate budget, which means they'll be, buying gear and determining, how many cameras we're using or, how many people we're going to hire and all that stuff, as well as shaping that coverage. But that kind of has to do with that earlier set the vision kind of thing. But those are going to be deciding camera angles and maybe how pacing works in the game. Maybe we'll adjust format a little bit to speed it up that makes it better for TV. Kind of like how they did the only 30-second break for 3v3 when they did it on ESPN. But maybe that'll be, tweaked a little bit. But that's one of those adjustments that could be made to increase pacing for TV. Yes. So they've definitely all played before. Both of them, Brett and Mike, are experienced paintball players that both played, I believe both played in the PSP or MPPL at that national level. Brett says he currently still plays, where Mike has not played as much, kind of like me. We're just kind of like rec players every once in a while or whatever. They did say that something interesting would be happening at a tournament coming up. They weren't really clear. I should say also, this was on Paintball Nerd. I put that at the very top, but I skipped it. Paintball Nerd Zizek Barrow over at Paintball Nerd. There is a link in the description too, so you can actually go watch this whole thing. It's much more obviously detailed than this is. But they said that we're maybe going to see something happening at either Dallas coming up here in a couple weeks or at World Cup. There could be changes to the webcast, so I'm curious to see kind of what happens. There is some sort of documentary series in the works, and that's originally what we heard about, right? That's kind of how they were like, the UFC TV guys are involved. And that's what we originally thought. We thought it was going to be like just a documentary. And that's originally, I guess, what it was. It was going to be just a documentary. And then both of them talking to Tom Cole actually kind of led to a bigger position in being that like executive producers of media. Yeah. Some things they did so far already I've actually noticed is they said this, that they got rid of the... I'm going to go back really fast and pause this. Ooh. They actually said they got rid of the split deck for YouTube. So when they're uploading videos on YouTube, they're just editing all the split deck stuff out. So you're not seeing like hour-long matches. You can watch like the infamous... whatever Dynasty match. You don't have to watch like Dynasty plays NRG and Infamous plays, no split deck. They've changed the thumbnails I've seen, and I would consider myself a YouTube expert at this point. So if you guys, if Major League Paintball people are listening to this somehow, and you want a, what do they call that? You want a, what's it called? Guys, help me out here. What's it called when you like help a business out, but you're not an employee? You're a, Yeah, if you guys are listening, you're a consultant, Chris. There you go. If you need a consultant, you know, I know a lot about YouTube, so we can like, help thumbnails out a little bit and like, we can provide guidance on those things because I think the thumbnails are better. Probably not the greatest though. So as somebody who talks about paintball for a living and thinks about paintball for a living and talks about the webcast. I've been talking about the webcast and like, whatever for years and complaining about stuff and giving praise and doing all kinds of stuff, talking and thinking about it so much. I am excited to see stuff happening. It's really cool. Like we've been in this paintball doldrum for so long. I feel like, 2007 or some shit. And this is the first thing that's like gotten me like, wow, in a long, long time, like, wow, paintball could actually like do something. Like we could actually like do something. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but it's something, and it's like a grassroots effort. It's actually like real. So before, you think back to like the MPPL when it was huge on TV and like, we had a Paintball 2 Extreme TV show and you had like all these TV shows. You had the Smart Parts thing and all that stuff. All those were just paid for by companies, right? Like Angel paid for the MPPL. Obviously, Smart Parts paid for the Smart Parts thing. The Paintball 2 Extremes thing was mainly the PSP. So it's like, it's neat to actually see that this is just happening. It's not like some rich guy that owns, a big company is just like, let's just, buy a 4-hour TV show or buy 4-hour TV slots and make something. It's actually like, it kind of feels a little bit more like real than it has in the past. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm curious to see what gets whipped up. And, if you need a contractor or a consultant or whatever, holler at your boy. Okay. That is Major League Paintball hiring Brett Anise and Mike Pacheco as executive producers for Major League Paintball Media. And I meant to hit this. No, I didn't mean to hit that, but we'll do that right now. This hopefully pops up little ads. It doesn't look like it's working though. God damn it. What are you guys talking about? Then we'll work on to the next news thing. Well, I'm kind of like zoomed out on the chat. I can't like see. There we go. Who knows? Long comments. Austin slays. I see your videos, every once in a while, Austin. Brad, since you've been in the sport for so long, does it feel different this time with the media push? Yeah, I probably just explained that. Or more just talk or nothing actually changes. Where nothing changes. Yeah, like I said, I think it's different. But I'm with you, though. Like, every time I hear something cool, I'm like, all right, well, sweet. Because it's like there's always something and everybody always says like something's happening and like nothing happens. It's like, I can't give a good example right now, but yeah, I'm always skeptical. So quiet on the set, Mark. Most of those sounds came out pretty good. I kept probably about 80% of them, I think. Yep. Maybe, if you'd like to, buy some cool paintball... Oh, damn it. If you'd like to buy some cool paintball headbands, you can head over to the Paintball Ruined My Life store. Right there. Where there's these hats, too. You can follow that link right there. And for a while there... The 3-pack headbands were out of stock. They are back in stock. 3-pack headbands. I'm hot as shit. I'm so sweaty. 3-pack headbands. $75. I mean, $75 for 3 headbands is a pretty good deal, you know. They're $25 a piece. No, they're not. They're $30 a piece. So, you know, like $15 discount. There's barrel covers over there. There's some t-shirts. You can get some cool paintball merch. And, you know, help support your coolest paintball thing. Someday I'm going to get better at, like, promoting myself. Just watch. One of these days, you're going to be like, damn, that was pretty good. 80%'s not good enough. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Some of the sounds were just, like, wonky. There was, like, you know, so much weird background noise just being at the field that, like, it just doesn't work. Like, the ones we were throwing the paintballs on the ground, we were at the paintball field recording a bunch of sounds so I can have them for videos. Like, I wanted a ball, like, breaking on the bunker, breaking on the ground. I wanted all these different sounds. And, yeah, the ones we were trying to get it to drop, so the sound of it, like you're testing paint and you're dropping the ball. I wanted the sound of it, like, breaking on the ground. But the sound is so faint. And we were doing it at the paintball field, and there's just so much noise in the background. It was like, it's just really like a muddy sound. So some of them, there's just, you know, too much noise in the background. Yeah. What else can we talk about? 3v3's coming back. The NXL coming up here in Texas, September 11th. That'd be weird. Well, maybe it is September 11th. So it is September 11th. September 11th through the 14th in the Lone Star State. I don't know. Anyway, I got distracted by Texas. In the Lone Star State, in Dallas, Texas, they are going to do 3v3 again. So, yeah. I mean, I'm down. I like the 3v3. I'm all about it. There's free grandstand tickets, so if you're going to the tournament, you might as well go watch the 3-on-3. It will be on Major League Paintball again, and I don't know how they're doing this one. Last time they did like this weird kind of like double elimination format. It's just different than what we're used to seeing, so I don't know if they're going to do that again or not. Because one of the problems they had with the last 3v3 is that if you won the tournament, you played like a shitload of 3-man. And then you're going into the tournament the next day. So I don't know if they're going to try to like shorten it up just a little bit so that those winning teams don't play, you know, so many matches. But I like 3-man. So I'm... straight up, like, I'd rather watch the 3-man. I'd rather watch 3-man than 5-man. I mean, I was looking for clips earlier of like, because we're going to talk about NXL Europe coming up here. And, oh man, it's just so boring. The layout's just so boring. It's like, god damn. So I'm all about 3-man. Just got a KPC Plus at BFP gear. That's cool. I'm surprised they have those. That's actually cool. You know, a Zodin sucks, just in general, but their pump guns have always been great. I mean, there's a little weird problems with them, but they're inexpensive, so they're great for their price. I mean, you can't really buy another pump gun. You know, there's not many options out there. But I always liked the Zodin pumps. The electric guns, not so much. Austin says 3-man's low-key more fun than 5-man. I don't know, though. I think I'd rather play a 5-man. I don't know why I'm like, damn. Should I be Italian? Go Sports eats pee-pee. I pay less for HBO Max and I don't, dude. Dude, I watch more YouTube video over the course of like a month than I do Go Sports. But dude, when the tournament comes, it's on all day. So it's like, 12 hours for 3 days. So does Steve John says, does Brad play? Brad doesn't play paintball. Brad hasn't played paintball since 1998. I don't know. Yeah, I just haven't played much recently. That's all. I was at the paintball field last weekend. I almost went yesterday. I don't know. I just haven't played. It's been really hot in my knee. I kept trying to play through my knee injury, and I just ended up having to stop just because I was so scared to get hurt. And I just kind of, I don't know, just haven't really played that much in the last like 6 months or so. Yeah. Other than that, I do play paintball. Oh, Brad. Coming out of retirement to play Thailand event. Well, let's hope so. Nate, do you want to go to Thailand? I mean, really? I mean, you got a little kid. He can come. Or she can come, sorry. Or he, you know. Okay, what else can we talk about? We were talking about... I did talk about NXL Europe very briefly. We'll talk about NXL Europe real quick here. I guess it's kind of interesting. The end of the year is always kind of interesting in Europe. We'll just let this like rip right here. NXL Europe. The NXL Europe webcast is, you know, lackluster, we'll say. They're doing what they can, you know. They don't have, obviously, the same budget that, you know, Major League Paintball over NXL or whatever over here have. But this weekend in France, and I think it's pronounced Droog, or Drog, or Droug, or Droog. I don't know. It looks like it's about 150 kilometers east of Paris. This weekend, technically, it starts because they have like practice and stuff. So technically, August 27th to 31st at Ace Paintball in France. Ace Paintball. Let's look at Ace Paintball. I'm a map guy, so you know if we can show a map, I'm going to show a map. Ace Paintball. They got a pretty good feel. They like the mounds. The mounds looks cool. I'm about the mounds. I like the mounds. They got a bunch of cool rec fields too. Wow, cool. I don't know if that's turf or if it's just grass. That's got to be just grass. I don't know though, because this is turf. It looks a little darker though. Ace Paintball. We can see where they're at on the map. If you're curious. Ace Paintball right there. Right there outside of Paris. A lot of stuff going on this weekend though. European Paintball is a little bit not so great the past few years. So they've kind of been breaking it up. They don't do like all the divisions at all the tournaments. They have like pro and semi-pro, WNXL, like invitational tournaments or whatever. Then they have ones that are only going to have the divisional teams. This time around, though, they're going to have pro men, WNXL, the women's professional division. I hate calling it the WNXL, too. Can I say that? Because we call just pro, the dudes pro, right? And then I got to call the WNXL. It just sounds weird. I don't know. Pro, WNXL, semi-pro, D2, D3, D4. Joy are currently in first place in the men's pro division. The Trash Pandas are currently in first in the semi-pro division. There's going to be a 3-man as well. It's kind of more traditional 3-man, though. It's not like 3-man X-Ball like the pros have been playing over here. They're going to have a women's 3-man. There's an open 3-man and an amateur 3-man. But what I like the most is the D500 United Paintball Federation Championship, which is going to be, you know, Federation Championship. Last year, the United States swept all the divisions. In the men's division, the women's division, the veterans division, the U19 division, and the U16 division. This time around, the men's have 18 teams. Here's a little bit of a sampler of the teams. Venezuela, Spain, South Africa, Brazil, and the best team of all, Switzerland. The United States And there's no Asia, which is interesting. No Asian teams in the men's division. We head over to the women's division, though. There are 9 teams, with Brazil, Great Britain, Malaysia, Norway, and the United States. The veterans division, they have 14 teams. And the Netherlands, Poland, the United States, France, Portugal, the usual. It's a bunch of European guys. The U19 and U16 also have 10 teams each. I really like this. It's just kind of fun. It's a little bit different. The atmosphere is always really good. And kind of people just having fun and cheering a lot and kind of supporting their countries and whatnot. So it's kind of cool. I just hope the webcast's a little bit better. You know, like this is about the only angle we ever get on the webcast when it's over there in Europe. So, I don't know. Let's just hope it's a little better, because when it's like this, I mean, honestly, I don't even watch it. I'll check in every once in a while, and I'm like, all right, that's enough of that. It's just like kind of lame. It's, you know, it's just not so fun to watch, so... but I really do like the, UPBF, the United Paintball Federation thing or whatever. I'm a fan. Someone's 40 years old. Oh my God. They should be a senior league for us 40-year-olds. There is, Mark. It's, well, sorta. It's like the veterans division. Although I don't know if veterans like 45. I know the WNBA, I thought of that too, the WNBA and the NBA, but we don't talk about them the same way, because you're never talking about, like, you don't say, like, you say NBA players, you don't say, like, pro basketball players, right? Because we don't say, like, NXL players. If we did, it would make sense, but we don't. You know, like, on my notes, it's like men, W/WNXL/D2. It's just like clunky, and I don't like it. Dan, veterans are over 40K. I was like, man, I thought they like raised it to 45, because like, I mean, you could just get like, I mean, give it like 3 years and you can have like Ryan Greenspan, Yosh, like Dan, you can play. We get Jason Edwards, BJ Henningberg, and that's our 5. Like, that's crazy. Like, this, it's weird. I feel like it should be like 50 plus or something like that at this point. Love the Trash Pandas. I believe the USA team includes Ryan Greenspan. For sure it does. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say for sure. I don't actually know the USA roster. But we could go look. I didn't even think about looking at the rosters, huh? I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier. Zach from Grass Valley. I'd like to be in Grass Valley. Sometimes I wish I lived somewhere different. Actually, not sometimes. Kind of like all the time. Like, I'd like to live in France. Let's all move to France. Mark and I are going to move to Bangkok. Dude, I've been looking at properties in Bangkok. It's crazy. It's crazy. They have apartments there and like condos and like buildings and stuff that like they can't even get in America. Like, they're so nice that they like, you can't even, they just, the properties are so nice. They don't exist here. And they're so cheap that it's like, you know, cheaper than what I pay right now. Fucking crazy. What are we doing? We're looking for teams. There are like so many freaking teams. Men's teams. There we go. But let's look at Canada too. Thing is, I'm not gonna know a lot of the players though. I think it's cool that Venezuela's got a team. I like that. That's cool. So this is probably a lot of Sea Dog guys, right? Help me out with this. I always forget that Tom Guest is Canadian. I'm assuming that this is a Sea Dogs crew. Yeah. It's pretty much the Sea Dogs. That's the Sea Dogs. They're Royal City Sea Dogs. They should do well. I mean, the Sea Dogs are legit, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Sea Dogs do well. France, what is this? I don't know. France, see, I'm not going to know a lot of these guys really as much either. I mean, some of them we know, like Hugo Verhage, Thomas Spetsna, you're going to know. Axel Godin, you're going to know. Fabrice Tavares Colombo. He's one of my favorite players ever. Fabrice is dope. Yeah. Great Britain. Bunch of ghosts. USA. Joe Barrett, Kyle Berry, Harry Fry, Ryan Greenspan, Marcelo Margotted, Demetrius Ninios, Chris Shear, and Timothy Rainey Stanzak. It is kind of funny to look at people's names. Like, I've known his name as Timothy for a long time. But it's always funny when you see people like if you, like my ID, oh, damn, I was going to say like my name's not Brad. My name is Franklin or some bullshit. Great Britain's lucky 15s. There you go, Dan. That makes sense. USA. That's like pretty much the same team as last year, right? I mean, that's pretty much the same, I think, anyway. I mean, I know that Joe Barrett, Kyle Berry, and Harrison Fry played. Marcelo pretty much plays all the time, too. Huh. Bam! Speaking of this, Dan Holiday is Shot Theory in the chat. Sorry, Dan, I just blew up your anonymity. Have you ever played for Team USA? I mean, you could not be American. I don't know. I don't know. I always forget Tom Guest is Canadian. Maybe you're like a secret Canadian that likes the hot weather or something. Old Soul. I don't know. We're talking about something else. Sometimes I like read comments. I like want to read comments, and then you guys are talking about something, which is great. But incredible PB. That's what I'm saying. Hit that like button. Everybody give the live stream a like while you're here. Or your dick's gonna fall off in the morning. You ever heard of like sleeping dick syndrome? When you roll over in the night and you lay down face down and you get like your dick falls asleep and you get gangrene. It's fucking terrible. Go buy some barrel covers. I gotta be better. I told you. Oh shit. I gotta be better about hawking my merch. Barrel covers you can find at the Paintball Ruined My Life store. Barrel covers are only $7. They're good barrel covers too. There's so many of them right there. Like so many. I don't know if you can see them. I don't really want to pull them off the thing right now. Nope, you can't see them. The chat's in the way. Barrel covers, there are loads of different colors. Loads of different styles. They're $7. There's also a $15 3-pack. Just like that 3-pack on those headbands, you can get a 3-pack barrel covers. And can anybody tell me what barrel is actually on that barrel cover? What barrel is this barrel cover covering up? Yeah, no Russia. I don't know why. No Ukraine, unfortunately, either. Or Israel. Or Palestine. Palestine should have a paintball team. Palestine. Ooh, we got it. The very first guess, Old Soul. Damn. Pretty good. I wouldn't have got that. Not anymore. Back in the day, I could have done that. Pretty good. Good guess. I was going to say I could give away something, but there's no real good way to do that. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was going to talk about the World Games. I don't really have anything ready for this, so Let's just go over to their website. I didn't really like. I made some notes for myself, but oh God, Jesus, man almighty. World Games. The World Games. This is the World Games, and I don't agree. The World Games. The World Games is just like, the Olympics, but for like weird stuff. So you can see they have like, weird shit. It's like real sports, but like kind of weird. Like they have like inline hockey. There's speed skating. I don't know what that flag shit was, but this year it was in Shanghai, China. So you can see they had kayak polo. So if you guys know what actual polo is, like on horsebacks, they do it on kayaks. They do it on bikes too. Tug of war, dragon boat racing, kickboxing. I have a list of a bunch of different sports on here. It's not all like weird stuff, right? They have softball. They actually added drone racing, which is interesting. Parkour. I said kickboxing, Muay Thai, karate, racquetball, speed skating, inline, tug of war, wakeboarding. There's all kinds of like weird sports. Why don't we do this? I think that we should push to get in the World Games. It could be interesting. Why not? They have like ultimate frisbee and like all kinds of weird shit. I mean, one of the problems might be like there's not enough people to do it though. Because I know one of the stipulations with the Olympics is there have to be like whatever amount of countries doing it. It's got to be like, you can't only have like 8 countries compete. That's one of the reasons there's like not American football. It's like because it's just America. Like maybe you get Canada, but like there's no other like countries really. I don't know. I think that'd be interesting. I mean, obviously it's paintball, so we're shooting each other and it's a little wacky, but I don't know. It seems like that's also something that would be maybe an interesting idea for somebody else to do and approach. This actually happened last week, a couple weeks ago. Some brains are starting a fight club. Wait, what? While a 95-pound, 5'1" chick holds you back? I don't know. Yeah, the Ukraine probably would kill it with a drone racing. Literally, huh? Hostility. In Utah, we have the Summer Games, tons of events for like a month. Didn't they just have the X Games? They just had the X Games in Salt Lake City. Yeah, no TikTok. Brad's thinking about getting a flip phone. I haven't really decided. I think I'm gonna get. There's like the TCL Flip 2. I'm thinking about getting this. Either this or the Nokia. Fuck, I don't remember the numbers though. Nokia 2078. Nope. 207080. Yeah, one of these. I'm thinking about it. I might get rid of like stuff, I don't really. Dude, fucking phones are bullshit. I fucking hate phones. I think that they're like, I can't stand them. There's literally no point in me having a cell phone. Or I mean, there's obviously a point in me having a cell phone, but there's no real reason for me to have like all this crap on my phone. So I'm trying to go back to making my phone a tool. So we're like, it'll just do all the stuff I need it to do. I don't need it to have like, the craziest processor and like all this fucking bullshit. So I need it to do some stuff still though, so it kind of has to be sort of a smartphone. And this thing right here runs Android. So you can actually put Android apps on this thing. So I can still have like my Notion app to take notes and stuff, but just totally get rid of an actual smartphone. I'm thinking about doing it. I am switching over to Android currently, getting rid of my iPhone. But yeah, I don't know. Totally thinking about getting rid of smartphones completely. Although I will probably keep my iPhone. It's not like I'm going to sell it. I'll probably still own it, but just kind of have it. You know, or just take it around. I mean, honestly, it's like I don't know, like that flip phone. Those flip phones, like the only things that like the smartphone, like my iPhone or whatever, can do more is like bullshit. You know, I can watch YouTube videos on it better, and I can scroll Instagram better, and I can like use Reddit better. It's like all just a bunch of nonsense that's like so wasteful of my time that I would rather be able to like spend my time more intentionally and like, you know, whatever. I've tried to do that, like, you know, uninstall the apps and stuff like that, and it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel, it's still like distracting. It's still like there, you know, like I know that I can like just install shit, or I can just like unlock it and I can get around all the passwords. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. And I can use a computer when I need to look at Facebook, if I need to look at Instagram, when I need to look at that stuff, because I do need to look at it. I can do it on a computer, you know. I don't have to like do it all the time. So anyway, now I feel old. Yeah, we'll talk about HK Army Hopper. HK Army Hopper. We don't know what this is called. There it is. I don't know what order these pictures are in either. Oh, that one's not right. Damn it. What the fuck, dog? Some of them are right side up. So what the hell is this thing? We saw this maybe a year ago at this point. And I'll just let this play. But some of those pictures are obviously a little sideways. I didn't know they were like that. Damn it. We don't really know a lot about it because this is just they're patenting like an idea, right? They're not like, this isn't like a working hopper. They're not like, you know, sending out like here's all the new internals we need to patent. This is just like hey, we have an idea of installing a camera in the front of a loader. We're going to patent this. I would say we know more information because this last week, Mark Cresson, owner, one of the owners, I would say major dude over there, was on the PTG, the Play the Game podcast with Marcelo Margot and Tyler Harmon. And he kind of just said that it's happening. It will be coming out, I guess. Yes. You can obviously see that the camera goes in the front there. And if we pause, we'll just pause there, unfortunately. But all those arrows pointing like that 114, I actually have a list of what all those mean. The 114 just says it's the front end housing. 110A is the camera. Okay. 116, variation camera opening. So they're kind of, the idea too is that like, man, I just wish these damn pictures weren't whatever. So we can obviously see that big rectangle in the front. The idea is that a camera would go inside the actual loader and there'd be some sort of lens right there. So maybe that big rectangle is a lens that the camera looks through. But you can also see those other illustrated parts on the outside of the rectangle, we'll say. Those other dark lined pieces like the 116B, they actually, yeah, are 116B. That arrow's pointing right to them. Those are also lenses. So it's possible that you could have two cameras. So say like that camera right there. You could see that circle, the 110 would be like the camera, or the 116, that whole piece in there. And that's pointed sideways. So this illustration, you have that camera pointed sideways, and then you also have one in the front that's pointed forward. So it's possible, you know, maybe somehow you could slot two GoPros in the front of a hopper, or three GoPros in there. Maybe they'll make their own camera. Maybe they could make it work with Insta360s or something. I don't know. Because one of the problems, if you're putting this inside something, you know, it's going to have to be kind of designed for a specific camera. It's not really like a universal mount, whereas like the GoPro, really all those action cameras, you know, you can use that like universal GoPro style mount. So I don't know. I don't think that this necessarily provide any revolutionary or unique camera angle. I mean, it's going to be the exact same camera angle you get from a barrel camera. You know, I mean, it's just straight down the barrel. It's pretty much exactly where I put mine, because I use that HK mount, and the HK mount's about this tall, and I put it almost like on my hopper. The camera like pretty much touches the front of my hopper, so it wouldn't be like a super unique angle, other than it being like, you know, you don't have to deal with having the camera on your barrel and on your gun. Could be interesting. New stuff is always cool. It would help, you know, I don't know. I'm like, maybe it would help, you know, some of the pro guys make better videos or something like that. But I'm like, you can already do that. I mean, you just got to put a barrel on your, like, you know, you just got to put a camera on your barrel. It will have a screen, though. That's what that is right there, that 150. 150 says display position. So yeah, display. Yeah. User interface is 60. The user interface also says it's buttons or touch screen. There's a communication module. Oh, that's right. There's this. This is like saying that they can use different power sources. There's one power source, or there's another one of those slides. It's like another power source in there. What the hell? Do I like not have all the slides too? I don't know what the hell's going on. HK Army Hopper, but there's no other news than that. Just it's happening. Which is cool. More stuff is always better, guys. Mainly because we get, like, you know, hopefully innovation. Curtis, all for a screaming deal of $300. Yeah, maybe. Very possible. I don't know. Who knows with this guy? Who knows? I don't know. Honestly, don't know if I would even make it. I mean, like, I understand patenting it just in case, you know, maybe we'll decide to do it or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if I would do it. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, yeah, I don't know. DSLR batteries, yeah, you could run, like, yeah, camera batteries on something. To, like, swap batteries or something like that. Yeah, that's true. The screen on the back. Well, would it be for the camera? I mean, it matters what kind of camera it is. You know, if it's a GoPro, it definitely wouldn't be to adjust settings. I mean, if it's like an aftermarket camera, like a third party, it probably wouldn't adjust settings, because you'd have, like, you know, that's just crazy. You know, you're getting into the whole camera at that point. But if they made their own camera, you could do it. They could do it. And, you know, most of the cameras, you can just connect it to your phone, too. So it's, like, not, like, a huge deal. Yeah, I mean, how much would it be then, Austin? If it comes with like, if it's just the hopper and you have to add your own camera, there's a whole other level though. So if it's a hopper, let's just guess. If it's a hopper that you have to add your own camera to, and the screen on the back doesn't actually monitor the camera. So like the screen on the back, just the way like the drive works, the DRV from Carbon, right? It's just for like hopper settings and like, you know, adjusting settings, and it just kind of makes it feel better, right? It makes it feel higher end. So I was gonna say $300, but I kind of do like that 260 price because it is HK. I do think that that's probably true, right? Probably. So probably in that, let's say 275, because it's a good, easy round number. I mean, it could be 250. $250, and then like okay, and then it's like, so if they were making it so you could control the camera, but you still had to provide your own camera, and the screen was good enough to be used as a monitor, I mean, then we're talking like 375. I mean, that's going to add another $100 at least. And then like if they make a camera, I mean, then you start talking to that $500 range or $600, and that's when you start not selling it. Like, I'm not buying a $600 hopper. I mean, that's insane. Like, that's insano. Because unless the like hopper, the like loader can come apart, 250, no camera. Oh, that's true. You could sell it as a bundle. Austin, that's what I was thinking about. Because there are all those like GoPros. That's kind of how I came to that like $500 or $600 price. Because like, oh man, though, dude. Because if they were to make a camera, what they would have to probably do, what would make the most sense is find a product that's already made and then repackage it so it like fits in the compartment you want, or even just repackage it so it like looks different. But like, dude, that's insane. Like I mean, they're not making a camera. That's insane. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, if you guys have ever used a camera other than DJI, Insta360, or GoPros, they're all trash. I mean, they all work, right? They all, those, you know, $100, $80, $60 ones on Amazon, they all work. But like, they're pretty trash, and like I would never use them for like gameplay footage on this channel, at least. So I would be shocked because the quality would be so poor. Someone said something about stabilizing, vigilant something stabilizing, and the stabilization would be trash on those cheap cameras. It's going to be so bad. I don't actually like the stabilization. I personally take the stabilization off on those cameras. And it would be such a nightmare. Imagine all the firmware problems and having to like keep software up to date and like dealing with like all kinds of weird bugs. Like HK is going to deal with that? No way. No way. You know? There's no way. So it's got to be like something that slots, that fits in. Yeah, Brandon's like, even GoPro's getting ousted. There's a handful of better cameras. For sure, the DJI and Insta360 are both making great things. I mean, like, I have one of the DJI, like, RS2. It's like a, whatever, some action camera, 360 camera thing. Huh. The problem though is just that like it's the mounting, right? Like let's just grab action cameras. I think about like putting it in the hopper and it's like, you know, here's that Insta360 camera. And I think about, you know, if you're going to put this in the hopper, right? Like say whatever, you build the thing to fit in there and it goes in perfect and whatever, it's perfect in there. The next version's probably not going to fit, you know? So it's like you can only use this camera. Just because if it's physically in the hopper, you know, you need it to like slot in or some shit and like mount in place. So I'd assume that the following version, you know, wouldn't fit right. This thing's kind of cool. It's actually really neat. You can like take off the battery and you can take off the actual like camera housing. So I got two different like camera modules and I can put on the like non 360 version. It's really kind of cool. And it just slots on and bang. You can also rotate this, like have the camera on the other side. Anyway. So it could be any of those things. Who knows what they're going to use? Brandon, I think the Insta has a smaller one even. Oh yeah, the Insta360s, they make those little like, yeah, the little like lipstick kind of sizes or whatever. The battery life's only like 30 minutes or something like that though, so that's not the greatest, but they're definitely good. I've just never, you know, I've been using this. I mean, it would be a completely different situation if they had these still. This is the GoPro Session. I mean, look at this. This is the whole camera. This is the perfect camera for like this project. You know, it's perfect. It's tiny. And it's shaped correctly too. You know, one of the things about those Insta360 cameras is the lens is like over here. It's like, you know, a GoPro or like this thing. So when you mount it, the actual lens is not center. It's like off center. So it's what I like about right in the middle. All right, that's cameras. I love this Session. I have two of them. See, someone said Hostility 3. I have two. They're really old too. I mean, these are like 8 years old or something like that. This one feels heavier, which is weird. Look at that little bad boy. It's perfect. It goes right in your mask and you can wear it around. Vigilant. Have you actually tried the scope cam? Have you used the scope cam? I've used the scope cam. It doesn't work. Negative. I can explain why it didn't work too. So what's really cool about all these like wide angle lenses is like it's like anything, right? If you're really far zoomed in on something, right? If you're really zoomed in and you move the camera at all, say I tilt it like that much, right? Far away, it's actually going to move high though, right? Right here, it only moves up like just a little bit, but way out there, there's going to be a huge difference in how much that like angle moves, right? I don't know how to explain that. It's a perspective thing, or I don't know, you know? And one of the problems with those really long, like the zoomed in cameras is that like the gun kicks, right? So if you can most of the time get one shot. If you shoot one ball, it'll shoot, the camera will kick and it will recenter back down. So the gun kicks and it looks up and you don't see shit, and then it comes back down, and then you can see that ball break. The real problem is when you start shooting fast, it's all over the fucking place. You can't see it because it's like kicking and it just doesn't work. It sure doesn't work. You also have like, if there was some sort of stabilization built in, you could probably do it. But most of these cameras, they're all shit. You know, there's no stabilization or nothing. So like it gets all jello-y and like it looks just, it's fucking awful. Because that's what I wanted to do. I mean, that was my idea years ago, is get one of those zoom cameras, and it works for sure. It looks good enough, and if it wasn't shaky and like whatever from the shooting, it would work. That's why, like, you know, airsoft, it works perfect with airsoft. But yeah, as soon as you start like, you know, actually shooting, it's like, I tried to play with it like 4 times, and I tried to like mess with settings, and there's like different optics you can get to. I think they say that they're like 50 millimeter equivalent to like 75, like a 75 millimeter and like a 45 or something. So I think that getting away, like, we definitely have cameras. There's definitely something somebody can build a camera for in a mask. That's not that hard. I think the real hard part is the gun camera, because you really do want it zoomed in. I think ideally it's like a 2x zoom or whatever we're going to call that on a GoPro. It's like a 65 millimeter or something like that. But to be able to stabilize that on a gun shooting through all that vibration and stuff, it's probably really difficult. I mean, you could probably do it on an iPhone, like, you know, like an Android phone, any of these new phones, those new phones could probably do it. Give me an idea. Maybe we should just use like a phone. We should just use phones as barrel cameras. I know all these phones have good stabilization, right? But the amount of vibration that gets transmitted like all throughout the gun when you shoot is the big problem. It's not like it's not even the like movement like this. It's not like that. Like the stabilization in all the cameras can take that like quick jostle. It's the like like from the gun like it's shooting. It really does kind of like, and I don't know if it can like handle all that like crazy vibration. Flip phone camera. I'm telling you, dude. I'm all about the flip phone. Dude, I'm gonna try to connect the phone. I'm gonna try to connect my phone to my gun. I don't have a mount. I'd have to get like, I'd have to probably get like some sort of aluminum cage. Okay, guys. This is what we're doing now. Wow, gosh. What? What is this bullshit? We're going to look for iPhone mount GoPro. iPhone cage. Whoa, Jesus. I cannot see the monitor in here ever. Why don't they have any cages? See, this is what I want, but with like a... Is this how you do quarter 20? See, I think if I got something like this, and then this should have mounting points, like really solid. So this is like machined aluminum. So if I was to put this and mount that, huh, all right, I'm gonna try it. Well, I don't know, maybe I'll figure it, I'll look around. I'll think about it. Handlebar mounts aren't going to work. They're not strong enough, though. It needs to be aluminum. It's just got to be aluminum, which isn't a big deal. And then if there's, that's true, there's phone, if there's gun ones, that'll work too. Because I have like, I have shotgun rails. So like I have like things that go on the barrel that you tighten down. It puts Picatinny rails on like whatever you want. I can figure that out. That's not a big deal. Brandon, I'll send you the $30 now if you make a video for it. For what? I probably won't, but I can report back. That'll for sure happen. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy a bunch of shit just to test it. I might have to I might figure out a different way to hook it up. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I do think that a phone might work. I really do. Oh, am I going to go to the HK Glow Ball? No. I actually got asked to go. My friend Nate, where's Nate? Nate's going. And no, I'm not. I thought about it. It's just too soon. You know, Nate didn't decide to go until a couple days ago. And, you know, it's like a 7-hour drive or some shit, or I gotta fly down there, or like, you know, it's like an ordeal. It's not super fast. It'd be like Dan driving from Tallahassee to Miami. The TAC Cam. The TAC Cam? Is that the old ass one? Is the Tacticam? Was that old barrel one that people were using back in the day? Go. Tacticam. That's just like the old, remember the R7 camera? That looks like the R7 camera from back in the day. So I'll show you what I had. It's probably still on here. This is the best one, probably. Ugh, man. Is it called the Run Scope? No, I guess not. I don't know. But we just put scope camera. Oh, that's gonna be like fucking these stupid things. How about we just put hunting camera? Dude, I don't freaking know what I'm looking for. I feel like an idiot. Maybe it's the Run Scope. Did I already search Run Scope? I probably did. Okay, how about hunting scope camera? Yeah, I've seen those ones too. There you go. That's what I had right there. Fuck. Run cam. Scope cam. Why fucking... God damn it. See, this has different lenses. So this front piece screws off and you can put like longer distance. You can put like longer lenses and stuff on it. It does work. It works fine. And the quality's not bad. It's just like, you know, not so great for paintball. Shock proof. I guess it's technically shock proof. Yep. Barrel mounted. We found it. Butt cameras. Oh yeah, the scopes. It's just crazy that you can buy those, like scopes like that, like those scope cameras. So you can give yourself a freaking, what do they call that? An endoscopy? Oh yeah, an endoscope. I mean, they're cool for other things, obviously. You can use them for fixing all kinds of stuff in like maybe you're looking for something in the wall or, you know. But it's crazy that they're only $20. Isn't that insane? Just $20. I almost want to buy one just because it's $20. I'm like, wow, I could start giving endoscopies at the park. Be like, all right, come on, line up. What else are we talking about? That's all. All my paintball facts are all out. I can't say that word. Is it endoscopy? Endoscopy? That's not right. Endoscopy? What? What is going on? Why didn't it... What's going on? Speak to me, lady. Speak. What is happening? There we go.
Endoscopy.
Endoscopy. Okay. We're going with endoscopy, I guess. Time to live stream Google search. What does that mean? Should we do that? There we go. There's a paintball question. Hit me up with paintball questions. What's the best paint size and why is it 689? I don't think that's the best paint size. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the best size is. It would be interesting to actually know what the best size is. I'm not sure how we even settled on 689. That would be interesting to know, though. Like, why is it 689? I don't know. I mean, I probably could have told you more in depth at one point. But it would be interesting to know what the ideal size is, because there is an ideal size. I guess it matters what our objectives are, though, but there's going to be like a perfect weight ratio for distance and all that stuff. I'm not sure even. What was the very first product? What was the very first product you produced and sold? Produced? Really? Let me see. I'm not sure if I have... I'm not even sure if I have any of these left. I'm trying to find a picture. Dude, I have so many pictures of stuff. It's becoming overwhelming. All the paintball pictures I have, it's like I'm trying to like categorize and like sort everything. It's crazy. Oh man. I know this is exhilarating. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to find a specific photo, but I don't know. I might have... There's too many pictures in here now. At one point, it would have been okay. Now it's like... There are too many photos in here to find it. Well, a long time ago... Look at this. You know, I wish I had a good way to like show you guys all these pictures. Let's just look at some old photos. You guys want to look at old pictures? Let's look at old pictures. Can I do that? What happens if I do this? Bear with me. Not old pictures of me either. Like old paintball pictures. Like I get a lot of like a treasure trove of cool old stuff. There we go. It will work. Like I want. So some of these I don't know what they are or who they are. Chris Martin, I'll answer Chris Martin's question. What was the first paintball product I produced? Back in the day when I was probably like 17 or 18, I was... Man, I was trying to find a picture. Look at that crazy picture. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I actually got a bunch of fabric. So I bought like a bunch of like I bought a bunch of Gucci fabric and like Louis Vuitton fabric and like Burberry fabric and stuff, and was making like knockoff like, you know, designer headbands. And I would like to say I was not the first person to do that and like make, you know, Gucci headbands, but I was probably the person that popularized it. Not by me being cool, but I think I was the first person to actually sell. I should put the BFP gear logo on to actually sell those like Gucci headbands and stuff. I sold shitloads of them, like lots and lots and lots. And I found a picture the other day with, I think, somebody wearing a Burberry one that I made. I still somewhere have headbands around here that that are from that time. I was thinking about trying to grab some, but I don't know where the hell they're at. So the problem is these pictures are probably not going to like go so great. Let me zoom in on them so I can like see a little better, because I can't even see what I'm doing here. Oh my god. I don't know who's left, but if you're here, how's it going? Okay. Some of these are really cool. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. Isn't that cool? I'll make it a little bigger. That, I don't know where that is. I think that it's World Cup for sure. So cool. That one's really cool. That is like 1990. No, that's like 2000, I think. Maybe that's 99 in Europe somewhere. That's Denver NPPL 2004. There's some cool pictures in here, guys. That Femme Fatales. Trauma. I'll just go to the good ones. I have so many. I have to sort these still. It's kind of an interesting one of excessive. I don't know what Rich is doing there. That's Anthony right there going, oh. The Iron Man. Tauntaun. Look at that Oliver Lang picture. Oh my god. There's probably pictures of Dan Holiday in here. Actually, maybe there's not. Dan Holiday, are you in here, Dan Holiday? What year did Dan Holiday play for Strange? Look at that Iron Man one with they're using the matrices. I don't know who that is. Look at this shit. Fucking crazy. Mishka Kiesnev. I don't know. Yoliver again. Super cool. Nikki Cuba. Super cool. Good one. Oliver Lang. Some of these pictures are like really kind of rare, you know, like there's not a lot. Not 100% sure. That might be Alex Lindquist. 2002 to 2003. Okay. Dude, look at that. Some of these photos are so good. Look at this one. Like, this is a crazy picture. Look at that. LA Open. Okay. So I said Dan Holiday because Dan Holiday, images, teams, strange. Okay, you have to stop me if we see you. What year is that? I see Timmy Propes, right? Do I see... You're going to start having flashbacks here in a second, I think. Woo! Everybody just looks so different. It's so funny looking at these old pictures, and I'm trying to like ID people, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. These might be even older. Yeah, I was like, these might be old. This is 2004 though. So this is NXL. I mean, that's like the first year of NXL, I think. Maybe it's 2003. Wow. There's an old one. This is all strange. Like, I've got this huge folder of all strange pictures. Although some of them I'm not sure of. Like, you know, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there's like somebody. That's kind of it's a little later. Detroit, not Detroit. Wait, second on the right. Damn, which where? Oh, it's so long. In this one? I can't tell. Is that 2004? That's so funny. Maybe this is 2003 then. I assume you mean this one. That's funny. Like, I can kind of see it. So funny. There's loads of pictures. You know what else are really cool pictures that I found? So I'm right in the process of making a Joy Division. Joy Division Durst Dynasty. Any of you old people might remember like Joy Division and Dynasty play back in the day. Like they had like that one game that was really kind of crazy. And I found all these pictures of all of the exact moments it happened. But there's like all of these pictures of all that, like that whole game. Like there's one here of Ryan that's like really good. He's like biting his nails in the dead box. It's really cool. Right there. That one's really good. I mean, all these pictures of Dynasty in the dead box are good because they just look so confused. Like, look at that picture of Todd. He looks so weird. So we are also, this is how I have to like I'm starting to like categorize all these like pictures and stuff and lots of stuff because that's actually the layout that the tournament was on, that match was on. I've started to like be a little better about categorizing and cataloging stuff. And I've just come across so much stuff online, you know, stuff people put online and then they probably completely forget about. Like, some of these pictures are crazy. Look at that. Who is that? Do you guys know who that is? Who is that? Who can guess who that is? It looks just like him. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. There you go. Nikki Cuba. Look at Nikki Cuba. Nikki Cuba. That guy right there. I'm going to delete that one. I got crazy pictures of Nikki Cuba. Look at that one. That's when Nikki Cuba played for Ground Zero. So that's probably, yeah, like 2000 or something like that. Nikki Cuba pictures. That's not Nikki Cuba. That is Nikki Cuba. I'm sorry. Every time I see that picture, I think it's Todd Martinez. I found Nikki Cuba's Flickr account where he like posted like actual like pictures of him. So some of these pictures, like that one, look at that one. He's there on the far right. He didn't post that one though. So some of these are really cool. Like this is really cool because it's like a candid photo with both the Nicks right there. Anyway, I thought some of you guys would find this kind of cool. Some of this stuff cool. Just a bunch of old stuff. Anyway, we're losing people fast. Not that I care so much. What is up? All right, we're done with that. Nikki Vegas. Was Nikki doing steroids? I don't know. He's always a big dude, though. He was always like a big dude. You know, if you go back and watch like Heroes for a Day, it's really interesting. They kind of make Nikki Vegas like, or actually they make Nikki Vegas look good, and then they really make Davey Williamson not look so great. Which, you know, it's Davey. So that's probably why. Dan asks, Shot Theory, Joy Division. You're going to talk about the Lindquist brothers? Very, very briefly. You know, these videos are so crazy. Like, I could make them like 4 hours. It's to the point where, like, there's so much information that, like, it could be 4 hours. You know, like, I could talk for 5 minutes about the Lindquists, you know, Alex and Max, and be like, you know, Max is the fucking man, and Alex is, you know, international male supermodel. I still remember down the street there was like a glasses, like an eye doctor shop or whatever, and for a long time Alex Lindquist's picture was in the window. I'd walk by and be like, "Here's Alex." So I talk about them very briefly, just really talk about Max and say, like, you know, he's really good and blah blah blah. It's like literally like 5 seconds. Just because it's so hard, you know, like, I think with like YouTube videos, at least for me, what works the best right now is I really have to like pick a topic, you know, and not even like a broad topic, but like one thing and pinpoint and focus on, just do that, you know, like the Joy Division Dynasty game. That's really what it's about. It's really mainly about that. There's like, you know, a little bit of lead up to like why it's arrived, why it got to that point, and like then the match happens and then it's over pretty much, you know, where it's like the video will probably be 17 minutes. You know, hopefully for any of you channel members, it'll be hopefully by the end of the week. I mean, that's my goal. These fucking documentary style videos take way longer than I always anticipate. So, especially Joy, because there's not a lot of like video and images. So it's been hard to find stuff. Yeah, so it's like pinpointed on that topic. And there's so many different like areas that we could like talk about things. Like there's so much stuff that happens, you know. It's like I didn't really talk that much about the history of Joy or who's on the team or, you know, that stuff. Because it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've thought about it, and I wanted to make this video longer. I wanted to try to make it 30 minutes. And like I put it in the editing thing and I'm like, fuck. Like I'm just cutting it up and I'm like, no, now it's 15 minutes. Because it's like, that's what I want it, and I think that's what feels the best. So it just ends up being like quick and snappy. Where the longer stuff wouldn't be as snappy. I don't know, you know. It's hard. We're living in this fast-paced TikTok world. Pretty sure Joy said they were done playing American after, too. Yeah, exactly. For sure. 2007. 2007 was Joy's last year. And, hold on. Hold on. There's a couple things online. There's I don't know. I don't have the link right here with me. But there's this video where Magid talks about why they withdrew from the NPPL in 2008, but technically, I think it was 2007. See, 2007. Even posted in 2007. So 2007 was just their last year. There's this video, and then there's also another one. Joy leave NPPL. Maybe it's called. Nope, it's definitely not called Jot. I think it was Mike. It was on Mike's channel. Yeah, there it is. There's also this, and they like did this whole freaking crazy interview thing. Not interview, like this whole video they talked about why they were leaving and whatever. Yeah, they actually wrote like a formal letter. They wrote like a formal letter to the MPPL and everything. And apparently it was published on PB Nation, but I could never find it. So somewhere at some point somebody posted it online, but I could never find the letter. Yeah, the main reason they left is just because they kept getting screwed, or they felt that they kept getting screwed on calls and penalties and stuff, and maybe they did, but that's even what it felt like in that time. So it wasn't really surprising, unfortunately. Red Legion would also be cool. It'd be cool to do I said Red Legion too. It'd be cool to do the Russians, for sure. That's so hard, though. I'll have to look into it. Because the Russians, like, no one knows anything about them, you know? And there's so much... Well, like I was saying, the Joy video was hard because there's just not a lot of stuff on Joy, you know? It's like, because they're in Europe, I'm not as connected to, like, that stuff. So it felt a little bit harder to find. The Russians, too. I mean, you know, they're just as, like, mysterious. Whatever, the Euro refs would screw us over all kinds of shit, for sure. I remember hearing that, too. Certainly. No question. I just remember hearing that the European tournaments were always really strict, too. But that was coming from American players, so maybe it was just like the American players felt like it was super strict. And the European guys were just like, it's just, normal. But they're just like way stricter with the American guys. I wonder. I do remember kids going into trash cans when teams would throw their gear out. I don't know. I remember going into the trash cans at the 49er training camp back in the day and trying to get stuff. I didn't actually go in there. I remember watching people, we'll say. Because they used to like throw shit away, and there'd be like guys that would go through the dumpsters. I mean, this was like the 90s. Wow. Really? I guess, man, going over there to play paintball would be crazy. Wow. I know that, yeah, there's so many like, what's his name used to go over there? Gary Baum, I think, from Paintball Photography. I think he used to go over there quite a bit. Huh. I don't know. All right, I'm getting out of here. Yeah. Look for paintball stuff happening, the Joy Division video should be out pretty soon, It's done for the most part. I was going to say halfway done editing, but I've probably like halfway done adding B-roll to clips. So that's like, 15% of the way or something like that. So it'll be coming soon. You wish it was Saturday. Yeah, so do I, kind of. I don't know. I'm okay with it being Monday. In the meantime, guys, I don't know. It's coming. Russians just applied their sports training theory to paintball. Paintball didn't have training or routines to speak of prior. That's probably true. I mean, the Russians definitely played like 5 days a week and shit too. Oh, you were there for you were gonna play for him? I was watching the Joy Division stuff. Alex Lindquist, Max. I keep getting them mixed up. I 100% know who they are. I kept like putting their names anyway. Max said that he was the first American to play for the Russians. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they started picking up all kinds of people. I mean, Dave played, and J-Rab played, and that's about all I can think of. That's about it. I'd like to go to a Russian high school. All right, guys. I'm out of here. We'll see you again soon. Come by. Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time again. I know last week I wasn't here because I wanted to go fishing. Okay. I was going to say it's not every day you can go fishing, but it's probably every day. I probably could go fishing every day. All right. Gentlemen, enjoy the evening. And I'll see you next time.